Hey, back again. Another episode of the Grappling Dads podcast. Special episode today. It's ladies' night. All about women in BJJ.
It's ladies' night every night here. It's you, me.
We got a couple of special co-hosts today. We'll get to that after the podcast sponsors, though. Go. You do it.
Top Mount Apparel.
Get through it.
Just all of it? Just one Top Mount Apparel, Tap Tape, Black Line, Croiler. Go, team, go!
Moving on.
Everyone go there to their websites. Just put .com.
Do it.
Perfect.
All right. Top Mount Apparel. TopMountApparel.com at checkout. GD10 for 10% off. They got awesome shirts. I stole back my All I Want is Tacos and Jiu Jitsu shirt.
It's nice that you had to look down and read that.
I was going to say Jiu Jitsu and Tacos.
Yeah, I keep saying that too, but yeah. Then we have, I'm wearing our current, what do you call it? Prototype of the Grappling Dad shirt that will become available for pre-order whenever the hell I do that.
Yeah, soon-ish.
Al, I'll let you know.
One day, potentially.
But we got that. There, let's see. Regardless, stuff is still going on.
Yes, I just wore their shirt the other day for our video that we're going to put up.
Oh, shit. There's a video coming up.
Yes.
One of our co-hosts was doing that.
Yep.
Probably not
awesome.
up then.
That's not right this second.
She's
but it
kind of a perfectionist.
Look for it on the YouTubes.
A little bit over the top. It's okay.
It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be great.
Well, it's going to be terrible.
Super informative.
Yeah.
So check that out. But check out Top Mount Apparel on Instagram. They are also on, what is it, Twitter? I'm an old man.
Yeah.
Twits.
I don't get Twitter.
Whatever. I'm slow.
Oh, yeah. If you're into the twits, then check them out.
But definitely go to their website. Check them out. They got a lot of cool stuff going over there. Next up is Tap Tape. That son of a bitch finally texted me once.
Oh, hey, Mike, buddy, pal. He said, hey, we should get on a little face thing, Skype or something. I've never used it. Saturday.
Way to be an old fuck.
Dude, I don't understand even how that sorcery works. So,
how do I see your face with words?
Yeah, so you were on vacation, stuff and things happen, life is busy, but we will get on a Skype call with you soon.
Why does he want to be on a Skype call?
Because he's our buddy.
Is he our buddy? He seems to be your buddy.
He just texted you.
He texted me once.
Oh, well.
And I replied, nothing.
I am the nice one of the two.
I'm the better looking one, so I'll take that.
That's true. You get the beard.
Yeah, I'm pretty. Yeah.
So I think he wants to Skype with you so he can see the beard, and me, he just does a text because it doesn't
He'll
matter.
just ask you to get out of frame.
Right.
Just get out of frame. I don't mind just hearing you.
So moving on. Get the tape, get the tap, get Death Grip. It's my favorite.
The Fission is perfectly fine.
It's fine. Amazon.com. Buy it. Leave reviews.
Pull a 747.
Yeah. Don't ruin your fingers and then get it. Get it so you don't ruin your fingers.
Toes. Works great on toes.
Yeah, toes too.
It's the only tape I've had that can stay on my toe.
And mouths for that guy that keeps on asking too many questions.
Yeah, that fucker that keeps wasting the rest of your class of rolling time.
Right.
To go, can you show them that technique just 17 more times?
Yep. Don't like that. Tape his mouth shut.
Shut up.
Also, we have Black Lion Jiu-Jitsu Academy. So if you
that's where the video was taped.
Yes. If you have...
It's very prominent in there.
If you have children and kids, you can get them in. Very important to do so.
Ooh, should also put a prerequisite out. That video was not sanctioned by Black Lion.
Oh, all right. So about that video, there's no actual technique used. It is...
I mean, there's technique.
Well...
I'm not sure for what sport.
Nothing you want to use. Yeah, nothing you want to use.
I mean, if you want to use it, fuck yeah, tape it. Show me.
Yeah. Don't
Awesome.
Blame Black Lion for what we did.
No, we were not taught that there.
Yeah, that's our caveat.
This is what we were taught ourselves.
Right.
In the backyard.
Yeah. This is backyard wrestling, ladies and gentlemen.
Like, we broke some tables and shit.
But it's legit. You'll love it.
It's cool.
Also, Croiler Gracie Jiu-Jitsu.
Is that fucker important?
No, but, I don't want to get wrist locked next time I see him, so we're going to give him a nice little shout out. I'm going to get wrist locked anyway.
Yeah, he's actually going to be doing a seminar at Port City BJJ.
Yes, when is that? Do you know?
Nope.
Of course not. It's not at our gym. Our gym, September 29.
Yeah.
At Black Lion, Croiler Gracie seminar.
Ooh.
Get your learn on.
I will be there.
Oh, first time ever.
I know, right?
No, you've been to seminars. You just don't go to the team training, loser.
Yeah, the free shit. I like to pay for everything.
Yeah. It's better that way.
Think I would get a discount. I'd give that guy props all the fucking time.
You get more out of it if you pay. It's true.
That seems wrong.
Yeah, you might take notes.
Best things in life are free, Croiler. Free.
Jesus. All right, moving on.
Croiler Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. Check it out. Google it. He's the only one.
Yep. Do a seminar. Do a private. make your life better.
Mention our name, you'll get 0 discount.
Yeah, you'll actually pay double, so don't do that.
Yeah, if he asks, oh, fuck, I've never heard that show.
Right. Oh, no, don't listen to them. All right, let's get into the meat and bones. This is going to be a show today.
What the fuck's the meat and bones?
You know the meat and potatoes?
There you go, meat and bones. You guys want some meat and bones over there?
I was thinking
First thing I think of steak, I'm like, is there a bone in it? Because I want to eat that.
I like a good T-bone.
Oh, do you want some sides with that? No, I got bone.
Hey, let's introduce our guests.
The better half.
Yes.
All right, so we have 2 wonderful guest hosts. One of them left their phone on and is very distracting. Way to go, honey.
Whoops.
That would be my wife, Jen, is here with us. If you ever want to make an enemy, call her Jenny. Perfect.
Oh. Why would you do that?
It's super fun, and I do what I want. My show.
Well, it's like my wife. Her name is Nicole. People call her Nikki. Drives her nuts.
Oh, yeah, do that.
Yeah.
Super fun.
You want to get your eyes gouged out? Call her Nikki. It's fun.
Yeah. What do you call me?
So, Jenny.
Copernicus?
Yeah, Copernicus, Kipperdoodles. Fucking, you can take Jenny.
Kippy Longstocking.
Yeah.
Kipples
fuck
and bits.
off, everyone. And then we have a much cooler person because she hasn't made fun of me yet, and you may have heard her giggle a few times during our sponsor lead-in. It's Mel.
Mel.
Who is also a member of our gym.
Yes. So we're going to talk about a little bit of the ladies in Jiu Jitsu, and it's coming from, they're not noobs anymore.
Oh, they're noobs.
But they're noobs. You know what I mean? You know, they got the good old year in, but they don't have
Not
years
yet.
in.
I was going to say, she's not to a
Not
year yet.
yet.
She's getting there, though. She's
Yeah,
close.
You're
I have
almost.
2 more days.
Oh my God! Yay!
Well, happy
We should
anniversary.
celebrate.
Can I beat you up on Wednesday?
Yeah, that
Bring
should be like
Nice.
a birthday party.
Nice. Just beat the shit out of her.
And can I tell you that I muted my phone because I listened to your podcast and I heard that the phone went off? And
Yes. Yeah, the asshole
I
over
took
there
care of that.
is the person that does that shit.
Funny story. I'm listening to my own podcast so that I can do show notes. And my phone goes off on the podcast. You know what I did? I checked my fucking phone. And I'm like,
Oh, there's nothing there. I'm sorry. That was awkward.
Yeah, it was, I'm that dumb, people.
You are
I'm
that dumb. So Mel, we just figured out she's 2 days away from a year. My wife, where are you at?
I hit 1 year at the beginning of June.
Sweet. When I got a blue belt. Awesome.
Yes.
Makes sense. And she is going to be the next up testing at her school, so she'll be a blue belt soon. It'll just give me more of a license to beat the living crap out of my
You
wife.
say that like I'm going to pass the test.
Oh, yeah, that probably won't happen.
Nah.
She's related to me. She's really depending on me to help her. I'm like, ew, I cheated.
I mean, if we're honest, she's already better than you.
Morgan said that on day 2.
She like made a picture of showing how terrible I was.
Nice.
And like this cool picture of my wife like standing on my corpse. It was really weird.
Excellent.
Unnecessary.
Oh, that's totally necessary. So, I want the episode to be kind of about. So we want it to be sort of related to encouraging women to get into the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And there's no better way than to have 2 women that are into it, that are in love with it, to encourage other ladies and people to get into it. So we'll start with Jen, because you started first. How in the world did anybody talk you into doing this?
It actually wasn't an easy process.
No?
No.
Explain.
So the kids were there first, Sydney, our middle, and then Addie joined. And then Kip was all like, oh, hey, I want to have fun. So he jumped in. And then after that, it was, how long? 6 months, 8 months?
About 8 months, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that, of constant nagging from Coach Chad. Like, come on, join. You know you want to join. And I did, but I was terrified. It looks very intimidating.
It is very intimidating.
But then there was Beauty Morgan, and she got me out on just a private one-on-one, and I realized...
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, very second was...
Who set that up?
My lovely husband.
I'm just raising my hand. You can't see this. I'm raising my fucking hand.
Nice.
But if it wasn't for her, I don't think I would have even attempted to go in, because I was scared.
Gotcha. Now, Mel, you just jumped right in. You're like, hey, I'm doing this.
Actually,
Hey, look, just moved here.
yeah.
Here's my new family.
I'm a badass. Welcome, everyone.
So, do you CrossFit? Because I CrossFit. I'll fuck you up.
But I think when I first moved here, I was by myself. I'm still living by myself, but I wanted to look into self-defense. So, I Googled self-defense for women, and Black Lion came up. And I was like, jiu-jitsu? Maybe I'll try it. So I called. He said, come on in. So I checked it out, sat down, and I was like, oh my gosh. These guys are all over the mat. They're sweating all over each other. And I'm like,
it's a woman's dream, right?
I don't know if I can do this. And I sat there for a minute. Long story short, Morgan walks out of the back room, and she just jumps right in. And I was like, all right, well, maybe I can do this. So that's...
What do you mean? She jumped right in beating the shit out of all of us?
Yeah, she was right at it. And I thought, you know what? I'll give this a shot.
So the moral
and
of the
I actually
story,
like to roll with you.
You did, didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah, it was between you and Morgan.
I was a creepy first guy. I'm like, hey, I'll roll with you, sweetie. You're like, oh, God.
Paul's always the creepy guy.
I got an old dude. Fantastic.
Doesn't matter, man, woman, doesn't matter. He's like, you want to roll? I've been here for 5 minutes. I don't even have a gi on. I don't care. Do you want to roll?
I think people are actually getting sick of me because they'll come in there on an open mat, right? They'll be stretching, and I'll just jump on them and start rolling. They're like, we're doing this now? Yeah. And I'm winning.
And I'm winning.
I cheated, and I'm winning. Yeah, exactly. Fuck you.
Yeah, you were having little problems with the backwards rolls, if I remember.
Yeah.
Like the first thing you did,
was so
break
stellar.
your neck.
The first thing you did was literally fuck your neck up, like right off the bat.
She did it was a forward roll.
Don't turn your neck that way. Turn it.
Wasn't it a forward roll?
No, it was backward roll.
Was it the back rolls?
Yeah.
She literally rolled stiff-necked over the top of her head.
Ugh.
And I'm like, that looked fucking painful.
Oh, yeah. She went right over. Like, no over the shoulder, just right over her whole body on her neck.
And then made this cool, sweet, like, slapping noise. That's not how that's supposed to work.
It took a couple of minutes to get you.
It still takes some time, but it's okay, though.
At least you look good now.
I enjoy it.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So Jen started because everybody bugged you and it looked like fun. And Mel started because you wanted to learn the self-defense aspect.
Yeah, and with my travel, with my job, doing international travel, it's, I need to have something so I can actually defend myself if I were in a situation where I needed help. Yeah, you definitely end up some sketchy areas. Yeah, so this is and that is another reason why I wanted to do it myself too. Or looking into self-defense. So.
Gotcha. You found the best one.
Has things changed, like as far as self-defense and just loving jiu-jitsu, or is it still mainly about the self-defense for you?
No, actually, I mean, at first it was, but then meeting all of you guys and really having the support of, the family there, it's, we're the family together. And
we really are.
And, I've grown to love it. At first I was still kind of skeptical at first, but, as it went forward and I started learning and meeting all you guys, and understanding it's more about the technique and, I fell in love with it.
That's awesome.
Gotcha. When you started the self-defense, did you know what jiu-jitsu was at that point?
Oh, no.
You didn't know?
I've never done martial arts at all in my life.
Oh, wow.
Nothing. And then Chad says, oh, everybody's in a fight. I haven't.
I haven't either. I've been punched in the face.
Yeah, so I've never...
You're not supposed to tell people that. Fuck. You can get me arrested. That was a joke.
Yeah.
Joke.
Like that big bruise on my back when we went camping.
That was fucking awesome.
Did I say punch me in my spine?
No, so she had this humongous look like, Antarctica from a global view on her back. And people, no shit, were looking at me like I beat the living fuck out of her. Oh, do you see her back? Yeah, it wasn't me.
It's funny how that works, though, because if my wife ever gets a black eye from like a car accident or something, I'm just not going to be seen in public with her until it heals. Sorry. Just won't do it.
But I have a question for my wife, Jen. You said it was terrifying. What I think a lot of people feel that way. A lot of women, especially, or smaller dudes. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Why? What do you mean by terrified?
Well, you kind of are standing there looking at a gym that's primarily men and lots of large men, and everybody's moving fast.
Oh yeah, me and Paul. Yeah,
yeah. Yes, huge, I mean. I was most scared of Paul.
Yeah. I look like a very white rock. The Rock.
Or a rock, the pet friend with the googly eyes. Anyways.
Or a chia pet. Moving
on. So with everybody being much larger than myself and it being a sport I've never attempted or knew really anything about, except for what you guys would come home and say. I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I didn't know if I would fit in, if I was even capable of doing it. But I was.
I tapped multiple people.
And now I own this place.
Suck it, bitches.
Yeah, exactly. You are all my bitches now. Me and Morgan own your souls together.
Were you afraid of getting hurt, or were you just afraid
I wasn't afraid of getting hurt. That wasn't it. I didn't think I could do it. It was more self-doubt.
Oh, okay.
Like, I was afraid I would get in there and just not be able to keep up and not learn and not, like retain the information that was being taught. But that wasn't the case at all.
Yeah, a lot of people get afraid of the warm-ups. Like, they look at just the warm-up and going,
I can't do that.
No. Like Mel wouldn't, because you're a CrossFitter and you're just to get after your life.
Where
this looks
did
easy.
CrossFit come from? But I mean,
do you not do CrossFit?
I did it once.
There you go. That's good enough
and
for
I
me.
really enjoyed it.
Yeah, you have a T-shirt for it.
Too much on it,
and that means you're all about it.
Yeah, one would assume if you own a CrossFit T-shirt, you're a CrossFitter.
Yes.
No?
Maybe not.
No?
It was just to mark the experience. I would love to actually do it again, though. It's fun.
Okay.
That'd be like a day in the park for Mel.
Friendship over.
We have an issue with them. It's fine.
No.
We're working through it right now.
Right.
I think a lot of people feel that way, though. I think a lot of women feel like, look at it. It's a guy-dictated sport. It really is. There's a lot of guys fucking doing it because we're meatheads and like to beat each other up, like from childhood, from a lot of us. And it's not something you guys really grew up with, right? Or am I wrong?
No, not at all.
No, and when you're staring...
Not for everyone, of course.
When you're 120-something pounds and you walk in and you're looking at dudes that are 240, 250, ripped, muscular, and they're throwing each other around.
Looking at
Justin,
you,
we're talking about you, buddy.
So sexy.
Told you.
That'll be one of our instructors. I'm also attracted to him, so it's fine. It's cool, everyone.
But, it's scary. These people can just murder you.
Yeah, but what would you tell somebody that wanted to start now? Other than just attacking Amanda, our newest woman, at the just go, do it. Why aren't you doing it now? Why aren't you doing it now? Do it. I'll be your friend. I will be your friend. I'll let you sing songs to me.
I mean, the biggest thing I tell people, and I told that to Amanda, is that every single person there only wants you to succeed. It is such a family. Nobody's out to hurt you. Nobody's out to win. Everybody wants to grow together, and everybody, especially people like Paul, want to grab those newbies and be like, let me make you fit in.
What about me?
See,
I mean, you're kind of scary.
She's mostly right.
No.
She's mostly right. I want everybody to succeed except for Kip. Like, I just hope and pray for the failure.
No, that's Chad. Chad just wants Kip to...
Oh.
And he really does. It's good when your head coach is like, yeah, you're going to fail.
I'm going to see to it.
Your wife needs to pass you, so I'm going to make her test and beat the shit out of you.
I'm creeping up slowly.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm a blue belt. Hell, I got a tattoo. I'll just live here.
There you go.
Like Paul.
Yeah, blue belt for life. That's what we do.
It's pretty. I like
It's pretty. Brings out the color in my eyes, or lack thereof. It's fine.
So Mel, describe your first week in class and how that went, because that's the toughest thing to get over. Going there and not knowing anybody, and then just kind of showing up again the next day and the next day.
And you remember what my next day was?
No.
It was with Croyler.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Croyler.
It was a Croyler seminar.
Yeah, that's right.
The very next day, she's like, "Can I come?" We're like, "Yes."
Chad's like, "Do you want to come tomorrow?" I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I'll be there." And he's like, "You sure?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll do it."
Who does that?
Mel does that.
Mel's got balls.
But I feel like, back to your question with Jen, I feel like when you find the right gym, I think it's the spirit of the gym when you walk in the door. So if I were to do this again and go to a different state, whatever, or go anywhere else, it would just be about the spirit of the gym. Mm-hmm. Like when you go in, when you sit down, actually just feeling, the culture and how the people are and how they greet you and all of that. I think that would be another good call out for the ladies.
Nice.
Yeah, so just go in, get a feeling for it.
Yeah.
Not bad at all.
Yeah, so you could try. Usually you can get a week free, right? Or at least your first day.
Yeah, at least your first class.
Yeah.
So, if everybody's ignoring you and not paying any attention, maybe it doesn't have a good culture. But if everybody's like grabbing you, here, let me help you not wreck your neck, even though it was just a little bit too late because we didn't expect you to roll that bad.
I really didn't. I mean, I hadn't seen a back roll done that way before.
I didn't even know it was possible.
Yeah,
or
you tell your brain you're told to do something, but your brain does something different.
But the cool thing is, you fucking fought through it. You're like, this is wrong. Fuck you, I'm going. That's impressive.
It really was.
I don't physically, even if I wanted to, couldn't pull that off.
No.
I would just collapse into a body gel.
She's queen of the back rolls. So at what point did it become easier for you guys? Like where you started getting in the hang of it and you're like, this is what I do now. How long did that take? Anybody?
It took me a while.
I'm still doing it.
Yeah, because you still, even though you have the spirit, like you were saying, Mel, of the gym, you still don't know what the fuck you're doing. You're in and you're like, wait, what do I do next?
Yeah, that
what do I do next?
Go away.
What do I do from here? Cool, I'm here, but I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. And that's intimidating on its own because you're playing around with a bunch of people who do know what they're doing. So it takes a while to feel like you belong and can fit in.
It's tough. I've always felt like that. I've been to enough gyms where it just takes 6 months to a year before you're kind of
part of it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know how else to put it, but yeah, it takes a minute before you're part of that culture and you kind of fit in, you make some friends, and you understand what's going on.
But it's that spirit up at the beginning that keeps you in and keeps you motivated and wanting to move forward.
But what about just the physically? Was it different for each of you as far as how keeping up with the warm-ups and the moves?
Since Mel can pick up the house, that's cool.
Mel's sort of a badass.
Stop.
She is, though.
She is. I'm pretty sure you moved my washer into my house.
She did. And the dryer.
Well, somebody else helped me, but I did it with him.
It's ridiculous.
Mostly by yourself.
Stop.
You didn't need that other guy.
So, a good question, though.
I think to answer the question from my side, I guess I didn't realize there were so many phases that you'll go through. And,
What do you mean?
Like in learning jiu-jitsu. For me, when I walked in the door, I thought it was going to be something that would immediately catch on. And it's been something that it's been a process. Mm-hmm. And not realizing all the phases that you will go through. And, there's some people at the gym that even talk to me, white belts that are, 1 stripe, even 2 stripe. And they're like, I feel like I should be further. And just trying to talk to them about, hey, just keep coming in and just keep giving it all you got, and know that there's going to be different times where you feel like it's down or you're doing really good. And there's just going to be times where you feel that I don't know if I'm doing that good, but just stay positive and keep pushing. And that's the biggest thing that I can say from jiu-jitsu and learning a woman getting into it is just know that there's going to be different phases that you're going to go through in zones. Sense. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Work through them. Stick with it.
You kind of feel that way too?
Absolutely. I think everybody does, where you have the ups and downs. And
oh no, I've been on a high the whole time.
Yeah, I've never felt that about my jiu-jitsu.
Of course you have.
Fucking amazing.
So a lot of people experience, and not everybody. Actually, I guess there's 2 different kinds of people. There's the people that think that they are better than they are, and there's people that think that they're way worse than they are. But there's not a lot of people that think they're where they should be.
Absolutely no one's like, yeah, that's about right.
I am definitely a 4-stripe white belt. That is where I belong.
But it's hard to feel good about your jiu-jitsu when the same people that were kicking your ass day 1 are still kicking your ass day 365, and it's the same. It's like, I can't do anything now. I couldn't do anything.
Yeah, because they're progressing at the same rate, and they started at a higher level. But, it's like, shit.
But when you're both a year in, explain that feeling, how it still feels like that. So you get that aspect of it where like, God, I'm not catching out of this. I can't pull it off in a live roll with people that can do jiu-jitsu, and then you get some new people in. And you're like, oh my God, they suck really bad. And you don't realize
I'm not as terrible as I thought I was.
None of that, but you were that a year ago.
Yeah.
But it has to click going, oh, I am getting good. So what's that transition like being a year in and having new people come in, even though you're getting your ass kicked by old people?
Oh.
Jen, you should know really well about this. You just went through a nice little roll with the newbie.
Yes, I did.
Let it all out. Drop names if you must.
No.
Since I don't know his name, you could say whatever you want and be like, it's Philip. I'm like, oh, that dude's a douche. I have no fucking clue.
Philip. Yeah, he was.
Not a clue what his name is.
I think it's more when you're in the gym with the same people every single day and you roll with the same people, you learn their games, you learn what things they're trying to accomplish and go for each time you roll. And it's when you get a new person or when we do the team trainings with Croyler's gym, you get somebody different and the moves are totally different. And then you can start realizing what you can actually pull off and what you do know. You just didn't know you knew it until you got into a situation where somebody didn't know your game already.
That's a really good point.
That is a good point.
That's an excellent point.
So that's my...
I guess we shouldn't treat it like it's a fucking kitty finding a treat. Ooh, good point, Jen.
That's great, man.
Do I get a sticker?
What the fuck? Both of us did it too, like, ooh.
The blind squirrel found it.
Yeah.
Assholes.
I got a gold star. Yay!
I have a semi-weighted question for all of us, really, not me. I'll answer it incorrectly. Do you think there's differences between starting BJJ as a woman and starting it as a guy?
Depends on what kind of background you have. I feel like
Zero.
Nothing.
Similar background.
No, because it's probably just as scary for a guy as it is for a girl. Because they're looking at the other guys thinking, oh my gosh, if there's bigger guys, they're trying, obviously they're probably sizing them up, but additionally they're thinking, oh, I wonder what they know and I don't know anything. Mm-hmm. So I think I would feel it would be the same thing.
Do you think women have the same ego problem as the men do?
Yeah, that
depends on what kind of woman.
Fair enough.
Evidently, we're singing our answers.
I mean, I know we're painting with a very wide brush, right? It's a very wide brush. It's generalities, but you've seen it. I don't want to say enough women come in, but there's been a few women that have come in. But there's been a lot of men that have come in since you've started.
Right.
Have you noticed a difference between the men that come in and their attitudes, at least when they start, and the women's attitudes when they start?
Yes.
So
they want to tear your head off.
Yes. No. I feel like it's funny because girls come in the gym and Morgan and Mel and the other ladies were like, stay, just like be part of it. It's like we get excited, and I think that builds us up. So I think the ego starts off smaller typically, but when you're a man and you're coming in and there's a lot of other men and it's more of just that masculine, I want to fight you.
Right.
You know, it is a little different, but there's also fewer women.
Yeah.
So we're trying to raise them up and know that they can do it.
Yeah, you're immediately fostering a relationship with whatever woman walks through that door.
I do the same thing at Croyler's gym. We'll go down there for the team trainings, and I'm like, I don't know you, but let me run over and say hello. And all the women hug, and we're like, let's do selfies. And everybody's a little bit more.
Paul loves some selfies.
Oh yeah.
Woo.
I think the support level for a majority of the women in the jiu-jitsu world is probably a little bit more loving and comforting than what you're going to find between your typical dude.
I don't know what you're talking about. Paul and I cuddled like 3 minutes after we met each other.
I see you playing footsie under the table.
Oh, yeah, that's our shit.
He touches my foot, I will kill him.
With dice.
Those are there for a reason.
Foam?
Yes.
So I
it's so people can't, don't hear it when I hit them in the face.
Oh.
It's perfect.
Yeah, I think it's harder to get new dudes on board with the culture. Because they come in, it's a fighting sport, and they just want to win and prove themselves and, thump their own chest. So you have to really work hard in saying, just relax, don't focus on winning, and you have to repeat that over and over and over again. Where with women, I typically find that they're going, oh, okay, I get it, and they get it. Mm-hmm. So
I've been asked by more than one of the new guys that have come to our gym, too, like, how fast can I do this?
Yeah,
it's a race.
That's just fucked up. That's
and it's
so
like
weird.
You're not enjoing the path or the journey of jiu-jitsu.
We're divorced now.
Good luck getting rid of me.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Are you talking more about the I know one guy was like, how long does it take to get a blue belt? Like that kind of stuff?
Yeah, like they just expect that if...
Can I powerhouse through this?
Yeah, like if I'm a big dude and I'm going to just...
Muscle through
everything so that I can go and get this belt, but they don't realize that there's so much technique and so many requirements that you need to reach before you even get to that point, and it's like they're disappointed to find that out.
Yeah, then they quit.
Yeah, they quit. They all quit. Can you powerhouse through this? No.
See ya.
Right, I'm going to finish this class so I don't look like a bitch. I ain't coming back.
Yeah, they might do one or two more. Like, work.
Yeah, totes, totally into this. I'm going to be at Subway. It's fine. It's totally going to be fine.
Start CrossFit instead. They accept me at CrossFit.
I heard a guy with a microphone on his face next door like cheering to Daughtry, so I'm just going to fucking go over there.
So, Mel, how much emphasis do you put on the belts in the rank?
Or
do you put it more... Because you started for the self-defense, so do you really care about that? Has it rendered meaning in your brain?
Yes. Oh, sorry, I did that wrong.
I would say half yes and half no.
Yeah.
Because I really enjoy no-gi. So, and I didn't think that I would actually enjoy no-gi the way I do. Just because, I mean, it's not as technical, but it's a lot more fun. I feel like it is a roll because you don't have...
Faster paced.
Yeah, you're not holding on to anything, and I feel like I'm almost going faster now in gi, which I shouldn't. So there's some... Yeah, but I think, I mean, obviously I want to try to keep up with Missy over here, but, with my job and everything too, it kind of holds me back from it. So I'm really trying not to get too hung up on the belts.
Yeah.
Like for me, I want to enjoy the journey and I want to enjoy the misses that I have and then the positives things that I gain out of it every day. And, having everybody's support at the gym, I feel like, I'll get there at some point, but it's not a 911 for me.
No?
Nah.
That's good. It's tough to not care when you see your
But
other
I care. I don't want you guys to get the wrong idea. I totally care. But, I mean, I'm not on the hunt for it yet. You know what I mean? But I enjoy every second that I'm there. And I feel like every time I go in, I'm constantly learning something new or, hey, remember that from 8 months ago kind of thing where your mind kind of forgets it if you're not playing with it.
Yep.
So, exactly.
No, I enjoy it.
That's cool. It's a good approach. It's a hard approach to have.
It's funny because now that you're a year in, wow, that's tough to say. Just for me though.
I was going to say no. It's a sentence. It's pretty easy.
You realize you'll go over a move or a sequence, and then you won't touch it for 9 months, and then you'll realize, wow, I don't have that at all. So how do you keep it all in your brain? Like, how do people do that? Do you have any tricks to do that being a year in? Or
you should watch Mel when she rolls. You can see
click,
the glitters.
click,
Click. I can watch her think through the steps. It's quite hilarious.
Nice.
But
it's hard. That's also how she learns.
You've got to use it or you lose it. I mean, it's a true saying. It's corny, but it's true. So if you aren't practicing it or at least doing it enough times where it sticks, you're going to lose at least part of it.
Right.
And the technique's not going to be perfect. So
are you note takers or no?
Ooh, another good question.
Just recently I started taking notes.
Oh, snap. Corliss should be so proud of you.
I know.
I was in the beginning. I did in the beginning.
I was going to say, I remember you had a
used to take a lot of notes, and then I got discouraged with taking notes because I was doing right and left. And then I was totally focused on writing versus actually watching it.
Yeah.
So then I thought, man, I feel like I'm too new to do this. I need to really observe because I need to see it to actually learn from it.
So how do you
versus writing it down?
How do you learn the best? Like, what's your go-to method of it's going to stick the longest if I do X, Y, or Z?
I have to do it.
So
and somebody has to tell me that they have to show me, hey, that's not right. Once I feel it, like that mind muscle connection, that feel of it, then I got it. But if I don't keep doing it several times, it's not going to stick. Yeah,
you got to feel that nuance, and then you got to land it once, and then keep on hitting it.
Yeah.
Well, and then I was trying to take notes for Mel one of the times that she was traveling out of town, and we couldn't even kind of decipher them afterwards. I was like, I don't know what the fuck I was writing. I'm sorry. This makes no sense.
Yeah, that was me. Those are all my notes. I can't decipher my own notes. I'm like, I tried
so hard.
Somewhere in it.
Croyler sent me a sampling of the notes he takes, and I'm like,
oh my God.
What the hell
that was incredible.
It's all like color-coded and beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
He sent them to Jen, too.
You know, there's a reason you call black belts professor, because that's what this was. This was like doctoral level note-taking. It's unbelievable.
It was so above
He
my
sent
head.
it to me, and he's like, here's my example, and you get a free move out of it. I was like, yeah, I don't even know what that is.
It's an interesting word. I don't know what it means.
Yeah, you kind of have to come up with your own shorthand, you know what I mean? Maybe draw little stick figures.
But that's what I tried doing, and it ended up being like... That's awesome.
Yeah. It looks like cave paintings.
Did you have little arrows that said me?
Yeah.
This hand.
Well, Mel was mentioning like left side, right side. I only make notes for my strong side. You know, that's it.
And that's probably what I should have done in the very beginning, because I probably would have been more consistent with it now.
I just started doing dominant. I've been explaining mine with the dominant hand and then other hand, and I'm always using opponent. So that's just how I started doing it, but that was kind of just a couple different tips that I've taken from Croyler. So
That makes sense.
Mine is dipshit for myself and asshole for whoever I'm rolling with. So
dipshit attacks asshole.
Yeah, dipshit grabs asshole's arm. Dipshit then turns arm to thumb up. Asshole gets pissed. My notes were not effective.
But accurate, though.
Yeah, right?
I would really love to read that if it was actually written.
I can make that happen. No, I can't.
Yeah.
I have zero follow through. No.
I'd like to say we try, but...
We don't.
Oh, man.
You've all listened to the show. You know this.
This is why I'm going to start playing the lottery, just so I can do this full time.
It'll happen.
It just sounds like you'll be out $5 a week.
Yeah, you're not right. Just be more poor. All right, so I got the best question ever.
Why are you looking at me?
Wow, are you guys going to be let down?
I'm looking at both of you. So, talking to Morgan, she was saying when you're rolling with men, she prefers when they go hard on her.
Yes.
When they just smash, because that's what it's going to be like in real life. Do you feel the same way? Or do you feel the same way up to a point? Like, what are your thoughts behind it?
Ooh, Jen went from really nodding really fast to, oh, wait. I have to rethink my answer.
I have specifically had this conversation with Paul in the past because you used to do more of a flow roll style with me.
She fucking hated it.
And I didn't like it at all because I didn't feel like I could correctly apply anything I had learned because I was giggling the whole time at you just doing cartwheels over my face. So.
He also starts in kitten position.
I mean, I was having fun.
But then the second, and maybe I'm wrong, so you have to tell me what you think about this, but the second that you started actually going harder on me, I feel like I was better then because I had to actually be put in the position where I needed to apply what I learned.
Right. So I was trying to get you to do the offensive moves you learned on me, which is why I was going very, very passive. Mm-hmm. But you would get nervous when I defended anything because you're like, what do I do now? You wouldn't just finish the move.
Well,
because I put my hand in a position that you weren't used to somebody that just landed or was doing.
Yep. Well, and when you're first in the beginner class, what you're being taught is the one facet. Yeah. It's like, okay, we're doing arm bar from mount.
Right.
Done. No arm bar. It puts up a hand, spins over. None of that. So once you defend, it's like, oh, shit. I don't know the second part of this. So it's not easy.
True.
Well,
I think to do what you're trying to help them with.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, that being said, too, you asking that question, I don't want to be totally smashed by a dude, but I do want the dude to go hard if he's using the proper technique.
Right. Man, do I love jiu-jitsu conversations.
So
take them out of context. Little dirty.
Yeah. This is like an entire sound of the game, you know. He's going up the a-hole. Like, what?
That seems weird.
Yeah.
Here comes dipshit.
What do you think, Mel? Do you prefer somebody, another man, to just go super hard, give it everything he's got, or do you prefer somebody that will go lighter because you're a woman?
Wow, that really is dirty.
Yeah.
I think up to a point, and then if there's something that I'm not getting, like, to then lighten it up so he can help coach me. Because, I feel like if you're going to be under that pressure, I mean, I had an instance in Nogi and Justin will be laughing his butt off, but, they were putting some pressure on me for Nogi, and I was to the point where I was like, really stressing out, but I wanted to put myself in that situation because what if I'm in that situation? Am I going to freak out? Like I don't have time to freak out. So I put myself in that position and then not realizing I couldn't hear what he's telling me, but I knew he was telling me something.
Gotcha.
So trying to balance
There's
those
directions
thoughts.
coming at me. Don't know what they are.
But anyways, back to the topic. But yeah, I feel like, yes, you do need to be put under that pressure so you actually learn how to manage it and manage yourself under that pressure. It is hard, but I feel like that's when you have to learn how to be better at your technique, and it kind of forces you to be better at your technique. So, and now that I'm trying to work on my guard, and I really, from the conversation that Chad had yesterday in our class, I am going to put myself in those bad situations instead of just going straight into a roll, because I feel like that I know where my opportunities are and I need to focus on that. And a lot of the times it's somebody being on mount or side control, and I just got to get in there and work on it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Back to my original question of, do you think they should ease off the pressure when you're brand new?
Maybe when you're brand new, but I think eventually, I think our gym does a really good job at it, especially if you're new. They don't put it down, 100%.
Right.
Like they allow you to kind of feel what it feels like to keep moving and using your body, because a lot of times you don't realize what parts of your body are moving and how you're using everything when you're grappling. So understanding that, I feel like maybe at the very beginning, no.
Gotcha.
So how would you have that conversation that someone's going too heavy on you, too hard, whatever you want to call it? How do you have that conversation? I'm sure both of you have had to either. I have had that conversation.
We both have.
I know you have, just from the size of either one of you. Like, I think a guy of your size would say the same damn thing.
I just tell him to lighten up because I can't think. Like, when that much pressure is on you and you're stressed to actually try to move and you can't. Like, when I first started, it was like, can you ease up a little bit? Because I literally was starting to panic. So just working myself through that, just getting by and letting them know that, hey, can you coach me a little bit more on this? Because, I need to relax and obviously understand the situation and, figure out what my next move is. But lightening up a little bit.
Okay.
Same thing for you, huh?
Pretty much, yeah. I usually tell somebody, hey,
stop it.
If you're going to smash me, I'm not going to roll with you. So put it all out there. And, most of the time that's enough of a point for somebody to lighten up. And if they don't, then I don't roll with them.
Right. Yeah, I think if you roll with blue belts, a blue belt ought to know, I can put enough pressure on you, let's for instance say side control, to hold down a 120-pound woman.
Right.
I don't need to put enough pressure to hold down a 310-pound man.
Okay.
Like they can put enough pressure where you can't move at all, but not so much where they're going to injure you, like if they're putting all their pressure on if they wanted to. So, while that might be more realistic in real life fight than putting all the pressure they can on you, it's more realistic, but it's going to get you injured and it's not going to help.
Yeah, it's going to hinder your learning.
So that's kind of where I disagree a little bit with giving it everything they have and then making sure you can continue to train. Because you'll eventually be able to take more and more pressure. It just takes years of training.
You build that technique of being able, like a lot of it's framing up, being able to frame up, being able to be tossed. All those things that come with ways to not get hurt doing the sport. Because
I don't know how to do that yet. Just kidding.
Well, yes. So for
random,
that was a little Tourette's right there. I don't know what the fuck that was.
Yeah. So for somebody like me rolling with Jen, like it felt condescending, right? When I was just kind of floating on top and not doing nothing.
That was
just
exactly how she felt.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So I had to learn how to put on just enough pressure to make you work really hard, but not so much where it's gonna like fuck you up for a week because you can't move because your back is ruined.
Right. But you did. And then I think it's more fun for both of us in the end. Yeah. Because then you're not bored, and then I'm also not like...
Oh, sweetie, I wasn't bored anyway.
Aw.
Paulie
love
loves
you, Paul.
That. So here's the thing that for everybody, because we've talked about this before, but so, how do you get the right kind of roll for yourselves? Like, you want to work on something. I know a lot of times I've talked about it's really hard to go, I'm doing this. Can I work on this? Because a lot of people are going to be like, or they say yes, and then they end up smashing the shit out of you instead. You're like,
maybe that's just you.
Maybe it is.
I feel like anybody I ask, they're, yeah, absolutely. And then we work on that. People don't like you.
Yeah, I don't like me, so it's fine. Totally fits.
How about you, Mel?
In most cases, if I say that I want to be in a situation, then they'll let me be in it. Yeah. Most cases.
Okay. So you can tell that some people they just want a good role. They don't really want to help somebody out.
Sometimes you can see that. They're like, they don't say it, but they'll still continue to do it.
So everybody's polite, but you can just tell that some people are like, I just want to get a good role before I leave.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about I don't want to give you a shit role for when you're rolling, when you're new, or when you're rolling with a upper belt, makes you feel like shit? I
actually hear that a lot. Like people are like, I feel bad. Like you must be so bored. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm helping. Yeah.
Oh man, sorry you have to help me.
I don't care.
Atta girl.
Oh no.
Sorry.
No, it's perfect because Mel will just say, I want to work on this, and just starts working on it. Like if you agree, she's like, fuck you, here it comes. It's like, and then she'll be like, oh, I'm gonna try it again. Okay. Tell me this. Oh, okay.
What about you, Jen?
I used to be bothered by that a lot.
Yeah, because I've heard that from you a few times. Like, this has got to be really good for you.
So you're stuck with me. That's the one I hear all the time.
When I was new, that was one of my biggest concerns, was that people didn't want to roll with me because I didn't know what I was doing. And then, therefore, it made me uncomfortable to roll because I was like, hey, I'm going to be boring for you. And then I actually got over that because of a conversation I had with Croyler.
How'd that go? Actually, please explain that conversation. That might help a lot of people.
Yeah, well, I just had told him that I feel bad, like I am boring for somebody else to be rolling with, and he told me essentially to get over that.
Because I feel that about everybody. Everybody I roll with is boring as fuck.
No, he said it's my game. It's what I want to do with it. And instead of worrying about what somebody else is feeling or thinking during that role, that I need to be focusing on the things that I want to accomplish and the moves I want to hit. And if I'm thinking about that, then it won't matter.
Gotcha.
And I mean, that was literally the only thing I needed to have as far as that conversation for me to switch my mindset. And I've never looked back.
Cool. Do you each find yourself constantly rolling with the same group of people rather than everybody? Mel?
Yeah.
Okay, you have to talk.
Yeah, she's
nodding.
Yeah. And it's usually like now that we have new belts, the new belts are usually coming to me, which is fine. And I feel like I have a tendency already of nature of teaching anyways. But for me, I think I've had this conversation with you guys, like with the white belts. Like I feel like I shouldn't be the one teaching, but
we always, whenever you're a white belt, you're just like, I shouldn't be telling you this.
So we just had a whole conversation on that based on a dude from Texas.
Yeah, from Texas.
And he goes, what if somebody's telling me wrong shit? Well, to your point, you're a year in, you don't know everything you feel like you shouldn't. But when you do help somebody, you always give the caveat of, I'm a white belt, ask for clarification.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're not trying to teach something different than what the coach is trying to teach.
Yeah, and have you had that? Because what he had said was literally that was, I will be shown a technique by my coach. We break off to do the drill, and now I'm being shown a different way. Have you had that before?
No, a lot of them they're just brand new, just starting. So I'm just showing them how to hold their base and just showing them things like that. I haven't shown them any kind of technique yet.
So I'm just asking if you did that. Like,
no.
Were people showing you the wrong technique? Like you watched it when you went over, they're like, hey, do it this way. And you're like, that's not what I was just shown. And they're like, oh, well, this is the way you do it.
So frustrating.
Wildly incorrect. Because that's Texas boy, right?
Yeah. I don't recall that ever happening with me.
It happened to me.
Yeah.
Where Chad would demonstrate a move, and then I'd go work with somebody, and they would do something completely different. I'm like, oh, that's not what I learned. And it's frustrating because you don't want to bring attention to the person that's giving you the wrong information, but you also want to do the move proper. So
it's just
finding a balance of could I get the hell away from this person so I can go do it the way I was shown?
I guess who's not my partner next week?
Yeah.
That's funny.
But I don't think there's too many people in the gym like that.
No.
So
I mean, maybe when I first started, I do remember a couple of situations, but not anything recently, though.
Interesting. Good.
Yeah. I think in every gym you got to navigate. There's always a few of those people that are well-meaning. They just don't have the right information.
Yeah.
They really care and want to try, but they have bad information, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how else to put it.
bad.
I'm gonna go with they're stupid. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
we could
agree.
go there,
Yeah, agree. Just
Sure.
agree and move on. Smile and nod.
So, different note. Have you guys been injured yet?
That's funny.
Yep.
That's super duper funny.
Uh-huh.
All right. So, Mel, I think you were injured first and the longest.
Yeah.
No.
How did you?
My shoulder and my elbows.
You had some
Major
some jacked up
elbows. And
elbows.
you had a good situation, too.
Ours cost a lot
Nothing
more money.
anywhere near what you've gone through, but yeah, some...
Yes, you've had some definite hindrances to your training.
Put me out for a few weeks, but nothing like that.
So you had the typical. You started out doing it a lot. You were going many days a week, and your joints just couldn't keep up, and you started getting the.
I mean, I'm still going 4 days a week now, but now with school, I'm down 1 day, but I'm still doing at least 3 to 4 days a week. But yeah, it was more or less some of the new people coming in and they have Jiu Jitsu background. Mm-hmm. And then they overextend your elbows and try to do an arm bar and really like jerk on it. So and when you tap, they're still not listening to what you're saying.
They don't know what they're doing. They really actually don't know what they're doing. They're like, I watched UFC once. Watch this.
Yeah.
No.
So it was really not anybody that is currently at the gym now. I think a lot of them have turned over.
Besides Adam.
Poor Adam.
He's never even there, so I can say whatever the fuck I want.
I do
Adam.
too.
Come back, Adam.
I do too.
Aw.
He's a very rare bald ginger. It's very rare.
So how did you get? How did you work through the injury?
Asked you for videos.
Yeah, that's kind of what it was actually.
Don't say that because Kroiler will kill me. That I'm sending white belts videos of jiu-jitsu.
No, it was more stretching. It was more stretching.
Oh, those videos.
Yeah.
I never.
You just threw yourself under the bus. He's gonna fucking kill you. It's gonna be great.
It was more stretching, and then just I took a little more time off. Sometimes you have to let your muscles, because I'm also weightlifting 6 days a week too. So I'm trying to balance doing jiu-jitsu every day and doing weightlifting. So, I just took a little time off just to make sure that it was better, but it's still tight. My shoulders tight, but my elbows are good now.
But you never quit coming.
No.
No.
I feel like once it's in your blood, it's there.
You're there.
Yeah,
it's there to stay.
Yeah, you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's but that's tough to do the showing up when you're injured thing.
Yeah.
It's
I still tried,
for some people.
and that was
dude, I just want, because every time I did it, I would just start rolling every fucking time. I'm like, it's coming. My gi happens to be here. Oh, look, I'm on the mats.
How many days did I wait after I had surgery to come back to the gym?
0 days.
Yes, 0 days.
0 days.
It's very true.
So yeah,
how's that wrist working for you, by the way?
I mean, that's a minor detail.
Yeah, working really good. Fucking ignore it. Oh yeah, it's got a mild range of movement. It's fine.
It's totally fine.
Totally fine.
Yeah, what happens to your wrist is what happens when somebody grabs it way too hard and ruins your arm, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm saying, people. So you don't need to use the strength you need on a 300-pound man when you're rolling with a 120-pound woman. Like, use appropriate amounts of strength. Otherwise, you injure people and you're a douche. Don't do that.
Well, and think about it, though. It's even besides man or woman, what's the adage? Every 10 pounds is a belt?
Kind of 30 or something.
Yeah, something like that. You know what I mean, though. Yep. Like, it's like 20, 30 pounds. It's a belt. So, to outweigh my wife, doesn't take very much.
By 200 pounds.
200 pounds. And don't do it. Be aware of your body. And when you're not, you fucking hurt somebody. My wife had to have surgery. I know we talked about it on the other show, but how did you fight through getting surgery and sticking with a sport that basically caused that injury?
Yeah, especially when your doctor's like, yeah, don't do that anymore.
Yeah, she was literally told not to do it anymore.
Yeah. I had the nurse at my normal doctor tell me stop. It was the guy that had been my nurse through my last 2 pregnancies too, so he knew me quite well. And he was like, just don't do it. I've had more injuries from jiu-jitsu. And I was like, got to tell you, Jack, I'm not stopping.
Just going to throw it right out there.
And then my doctor said the same thing. She's like, you're just going to continue to get hurt. And now that you've got an injury like this.
In that wrist.
Yep. Yeah. And I'm like, yep, I'm just going to go ahead and ignore that as well. And then my surgeon.
Fucking surgeon. That was fun.
He told me the same thing. He just basically said, those types of injuries are, once you get them, you're going
to keep reoccurring the injuries or surrounding injuries. Yeah.
And he said it was a pretty good possibility that it would never heal. And it hasn't so far.
No, her fucking range of motion. Shit.
Yeah.
At the same time, that doesn't affect me.
No, not at all. You don't let it stop you from doing anything. Really.
If it's sore, I'll put on a wrist wrap and I'll call it good to go. But I'm not going to let an injury that doesn't prevent me from doing it stop me from it. Yeah. I love the sport too much to give it up. So I'm just going to find a way to work around with what I've got and still make the best of it.
Yeah, she's just pointing out how much of a badass she is compared to me. It doesn't take that much, but she just keeps layering it on.
Pile it on.
It's fine.
But yeah, you actually, in a lot of people's cases, they'll get better by working through injuries because then you can't use that appendage.
Yeah.
So you have to compensate, and then you get really good at certain positions because you have to be in there.
That's what Croyler said. He said he would teach me how to fight with one hand behind my back.
Yeah. No, that's what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I got a lot better at my half guard because I had a knee that wouldn't work. I couldn't bend it, so I just ended up in half guard all the time because I couldn't curl one leg. So.
Well, yeah, and mine after I broke my collarbone, I literally taught myself how to fight people with distance. I have to. You can't get to my neck. You pull on my neck, I'm going to tap.
It's always fun to watch.
When
somebody can opens your neck, it's beautiful. When you just squeal like a pig.
It's not even because it's a non. It's not like a noise, like a word or anything. It's just a noise that comes out of me. It's not voluntary.
Yeah.
And
it sounds like hot death.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good, and my left arm goes numb still. But now I can fight from distance. I roll from distance, which is not usually traditionally a good way of doing things, but I have to. I mean, there's just no way around it. So
I think some people just use the injuries as an excuse too. Like if their heart isn't in it and they don't really want to be doing the sport. I got hurt. I'm out.
There it is right there.
Yeah.
A lot of people take any excuse possible to quit because their ego can't take the sport anyway. So like, well, now it's good out without me looking bad because I'm injured.
So the people that are still on the mats, whether they're actively training or taking notes or just watching or supporting, you can tell if you want to be part of that team, you're going to still be there in some form. And the people that don't really want to keep participating, they're gone, and they're going to take that and they're going to run with that excuse. Oh yeah, I did it until I got hurt and then I had to stop. Well, no, you don't have to stop unless you're in a body cast, you know.
Exactly.
Croyler could probably still kick your ass.
True. Well, yeah, I've been there, about a year and a half now?
Yeah.
And 9 months of that year and a half, my shoulder was super injured. I couldn't
you
put
only
my coat on.
wore 47 bandages?
Oh, God, it took him an hour and a half to get ready. He would go into the dressing room and everybody's like, fuck, no one else is getting dressed for an hour.
Well, I had my shoulder that was super jacked, and then I had the same thing Mel did. My the tennis elbow that was getting super bad.
Yep,
and
that's
then
sore.
My knees always hurt, so there's that. But yeah, that was fun. So, but my shoulder was injured. Like I couldn't put my coat on.
I remember you wearing a brace when I first started.
Yeah, exactly. That was it.
I was like, oh God, why is he wearing that?
Because he wants to be bionic.
Well, to Jen's doctor's point, once something's already been injured, it's a lot easier for it to either stay injured or re-injure. So now it's just what I deal with.
Yeah.
But also to Jen's point, it doesn't stop me from doing anything. Like I still do all the stuff and things I want. I might have a little bit more
Besides
pain.
triangles.
Stuff and things.
Stuff and things.
Just like
That's what we do here.
Like life, right? I play with my kids. I toss them in the pool. It just, I might pay for it a little bit more, but it's not disrupting the quality of my life other than I got to take more ibuprofen or, just drink more, whatever.
We're good at that.
Yeah.
It's fine.
You guys aren't drinking right now.
I'm drinking water.
We've since we moved it to Tuesday, we've had to drop the drinking.
Yeah, I go to bed right after
He goes
this.
literally like
Yeah.
I
The
leave
show
out
ends,
the
I'm like-
slider and he's just like upstairs.
Yeah. 4:45, baby. I got to get up then. So
At least now you don't have to shower first.
it's true. Oh God, yeah. The first how many episodes?
Mother-
Poor Kip would walk up behind me going, I can see her wet ass.
This is the great close to my evening. Oh my god!
I'm so proud of you. You got over that.
Yeah, it only
mostly.
took about 43
episodes,
something like that. And then he's all of a sudden like, I'm dry. That's a weird statement.
I just started wearing Depends. You just didn't know about it.
Oh, that was our crumpling noise.
Yeah.
Totally got it.
Ow. I thought that was a mic. I'm like, no, that's my Depends.
Yes. How far we've come. Hey, everyone, give us money.
Right.
So we can just do this.
Make us rich.
You enjoy us. Give us money.
So how important has it become in your life? If you had to give it a scale of 1 to 10.
I think Jen's pretty much shown that.
Mel. Looking at you, Mel.
Yeah. It's a 10.
So
It's still really important to me. It's just trying to find the balance between I love what I do for work, but it takes me away from Jiu Jitsu. So that's the struggle of leaving for 2 to 3 weeks and coming back and you feel like you're a brand new white belt again.
Don't worry, that's how I view you. It's fine.
So that's a challenge, but I love it. It's funny because when I tell people that I lift and do Jiu Jitsu, they look at me like, you're absolutely nuts. Like, why don't you just do one or the other? And
why
I can't
be you're absolutely
because
awesome?
I love both.
Why's it got to be nuts? Why can't
love
people look
both.
at you and go, you're an inspiration? But no, instead I'm like, well,
You're
if you're
crazy.
if you're an inspiration and I'm not doing it, that means I'm lazy fuck. But if you're nuts, then I'm okay with myself.
Yeah, that's what I go with.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
nuts, Mel.
Yeah, you're fucking crazy. Jesus.
Well, when Mel's not around anyway, for everybody listening, the gym is a completely different place because we don't have anybody with the sound effects and the giggles and the woohoos.
Oh gosh, what day was that? Oh, I think we were
Every day.
We were rolling, right? Yeah, that was. I think it was on Sunday or Saturday, whatever day we were there. And Larry looks over and he goes, "Yeah, that's what I thought you were rolling."
Yep, accurate.
It's fun.
I don't even know half the time that I'm actually doing it. I have no clue. Just it's happening.
It's amazing.
It is. It's quite uplifting.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's repetitive and uplifting.
I don't mean to do it, and if I annoy anybody, I'm sorry.
No, I don't think that annoys anyone.
Everybody misses it. We fill in for you and you're gone.
Yeah, it's a good
Aww.
thing. It takes
Everybody
all of us
yells.
to fill in for just you. So,
Well, it's like her and Larry. We've actually talked about this on the show before.
Yeah, they're-
God, I love Larry.
Yeah, Mel just has the screams of joy, right? She's so
She-
excited. This is fun.
yeah, she brings the energy.
And then Larry, you show him something that he's like, it blows his mind. He's like, oh my god,
Yes,
oh, it's like, oh no way.
it's so awesome.
He is. You gotta. As we said many episodes ago, you gotta have a Mel in your gym, and you gotta have a Larry in your gym.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
You got to bring the enthusiasm and have fun. If it's, I mean, it's serious stuff, right? We're learning how to protect ourselves. It could potentially save your life, and that's awesome. But it's the fun that keeps on bringing
It's
you
the funnest
back.
shit I've ever done.
It's
Yeah.
the lifestyle that makes you want. It's the journey and the path.
Talk about.
it's good shit.
And all of the personalities. Come on
Yeah.
now.
I know you get
And
me.
you two in the gym. Come on.
What? We're super nice and very respectful of all the coaches around us.
Yeah, yeah, we'll go with that.
Totally a thing.
Sorry,
People are
Jesse.
like, "Wow, thanks for coming to class."
I love Jesse too. He's fantastic.
Ride or die.
Ride or die.
That motherfucker will kill for you.
Yeah, he's the ride or die.
You know one thing he
motherfucker
won't
in
do for
history.
you though? Listen to your podcast.
How dare you?
Motherfucker.
You're dead to me.
Yep.
Aw.
Ride or die this bitch.
Come on, he's a busy man. Give him a break.
You probably swear too much on the podcast where he's like, I just can't do it. I just can't.
I'm probably not organized enough. He's very OCD. Now, if we had bullet points and sub-bullet points and more sub-bullet points.
And a highlighter.
And a highlight. And we highlighted things. I don't even know how we would do that.
If we read...
It's audio. He would love it.
If we read Croyler's email as it is sent and that is it, he would love it. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Oh, he'd take notes. He'd just do a whole dissertation. It'd be great.
He'd be like, I need a copy of that.
Yeah. Yep. Can you write that up and highlight the bullet points for me? Nice. No, Jesse. No, I can't.
So, a year in, how do you ladies feel confidence-wise? Do you feel like if you were attacked, you could defend yourself now, or are you still feeling like, oh, God, I don't know. It's been a year of going quite a bit, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days a week sometimes.
Seriously, you guys are insane. Both of you.
I feel a lot more confident now than I ever have in my life. So, I mean, that says a lot.
It does, because she's had issues in the past of the wrong people being around her.
True.
Stop being pretty. Or nice. You have all the things that people are drawn to. You're screwed.
I'm not really that nice.
No, you're married to me.
I used to be nice.
I broke the shit out of her. She used to be the sweet little person. Now she's an asshole like me.
You're wrong. You're nice.
Yeah, she's so nice.
Oh. You should have wait. You should have seen how mean Kip used to be. Like, not mean, but like...
I mean, we've seen the pictures. We could assume. I mean, it's just a pretty linear line of like... You
she
look
looks
like
the fucking same. Are you kidding me? She looks the same.
Yes, she
I'm
does.
The dipshit.
Yeah,
she barely aged. Oh, look, he went from 12 years old to 80. Look at him. That's me.
You did age bad.
Yes, poorly.
I mean, I'm going to talk.
Yeah, right? We're on a podcast with no video for a reason.
I lost all my muscle.
It's coming soon.
Look at that look. Holy
God, dude, she's staring me down. I'm not going to look. She's staring at me. This is really uncomfortable.
So you feel a lot more confident, like you could handle your business if something happened.
Yes, and I had a bet with what is Scott? 210 pounds, 215, somewhere in there.
Easy.
Very muscular dude.
Tall
and
dude.
He didn't think that there would be any possible way for him to come up behind me and grab me for me to be able to escape being my size against his size. And so we were going to do this big old drawn out bet at the Christmas party because I really wanted to make a scene out of this.
A work dude.
He also wanted me to choke him. I volunteered really quickly, but then I had to leave.
So we were going to do this, and I was pumped. I had actually got together with Chad at the gym, and me and him went over all the possible ways that I could go about getting away from this, and he worked on it with me, which was super cool. So we were like trying to, practice a little bit of this. And then I broke the wrist. So I didn't even get to do it.
Damn it.
Need to bring that back up.
I know, I will. But yeah, so
Christmas is coming.
Mm-hmm. Maybe this year it'll happen.
Nice.
But it's fun for me to, even if I couldn't get away, like let's say he was right and got me in some situation where I couldn't escape, I still at least now am armed with all of this other information that somebody who wouldn't be specifically trying to, grab me, knowing that I know some kind of information on it, I would likely stand a chance.
Yeah, when a humongous human being knows that you know stuff and it's a specific bet of you won't be able to escape, that's one thing.
Right.
When it's some dude just like trying to grab your purse or grab your arm or pull you, you pull you to a car, that's different shit. Because they don't expect anything.
They're not going to think that somebody's going to fight back in the way that we've been trained to.
Yeah. What about you, Mel?
I think a lot of times when you are probably put in that situation, and I've never been in that situation before, but I feel like I'll be able to handle that pressure a little bit more. And obviously with the training that I've gotten, by all means, I'd be able to protect myself. And along with the women's class that we have every week on Thursdays, well, now Tuesdays, that's helped out a lot too, just because we've covered a lot of women's self-defense. Okay. So that's also been a great asset for me to have too while I'm traveling. So absolutely. Like, I feel like, I'm in a completely different place now than what I was almost a year ago.
Excellent. That's really good to hear.
That is actually awesome.
Because for my daughters, I'm sure yours too.
Yep.
And after a year, their whole attitude changed. Like they have confidence. They can stand up for themselves. They can look other kids in the eye, and they can, it's just huge difference in what they know that they can do. So I was hoping to hear the same thing. Like, you got a year of jiu-jitsu in. Like, how bully-proof do you feel? Like, do you feel like you could handle it? Because I can't put myself in that situation. I wouldn't know unless I ask. I
feel like it's a benefit for every woman to be in some sort of self-defense class, jiu-jitsu, something, because I feel like you never know when you might be in that situation and how to get out of that. And if you don't have any sort of background with that, like me before this, it's a whole nother world. Not to say that I can, kick the crap out of somebody and choke them all out, but maybe. but you know what I mean? Like, it's put myself in a different position.
Excellent.
So I definitely recommend it for other females.
They have a martial arts group called the Dog Brothers, and they do like knife and gun and stick self-defense. And they have a aptly named term, die less often.
Yes.
He's like, if somebody's coming at you with a knife, the chances of you dying are still pretty high, but less so knowing the right information and being trained in it. So you have a huge leg up by knowing the stuff and being able to utilize it than if you just had never heard of it.
Right. I think too, aside from just the self-defense portion of it, just the confidence you get from learning a martial art in general makes you better in all other aspects of your life anyway.
Yeah.
So you're going to go into school, you're probably going to do better because you're going to be more confident in front of your peers. You're going to be better at a job because you're going to just have, some belief in yourself that you can
more self-confidence
accomplish. Yeah. It's other than just self-defense. It benefits your life and the confidence in so many areas.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think a lot of martial arts in general does that a lot. Yeah. And jiu-jitsu being the best of those. Really makes sense.
No brag, just fact.
No brag, just fact. What do you want from me?
So, Mel, you were saying you were in a position that somebody was putting a lot of pressure. You were in a bad position, and it was not panic mode, right?
Yeah.
But it put you in a semi-panic mode.
Oh, yeah.
How necessary is
that choke was going down.
Yeah. How necessary is it to be put in those positions in order to feel safe on the street, if you will? Like, so what that's like.
It's really training me to be aware of where I'm at and what's around me. Like, it challenged me, and like I said, this just happened recently, and I feel like every day I come in, I've learned something new, but that was like a whole nother level of new for me. And I said something to Justin. I have no idea what I said to him, but he started laughing, but I could hear him laughing, but it was like I finally snapped back into it, and actually like the buzzer went off. I'm like, dang it. Because I actually wanted, like, I got in the position I needed to be, and Justin was telling me to move there, but I was there, but I couldn't hear him.
Yep.
So I want to be in that situation, so I continue to grow, and I continue to be in those bad situations where you can get out of it.
Yep.
And you're comfortable in bad situations.
Yep. That's why I always advocate, if you want to start a roll and know how to start it, put them in mount. Put them in side control. Put them in half guard. Put them on top of you in a bad situation. Let them get on your back and start from there. Always start from a really crappy position, because this is what this is for. It's to save your life.
Yeah.
Especially because you said you wanted to do this for a self-defense.
Yeah.
So if you want to be self-defense worthy, if you will, start in really crappy positions. Always start there, because you're gonna be more and more comfortable in those situations the more times you put yourself in it. Because if you just start from your knees and try to get on top right away, well, that's not really self-defense. That's offense.
Yep.
So,
well, and then that's what I did. I got smashed for 8 months. I just literally put myself getting smashed. It's like, go ahead, smash me. And I just worked on keeping my frame up and keeping people away from my neck. That was it. That's all I did. Long time. And now I get but now, I mean, I get in the position, and you guys can agree or not, like, I don't give a shit. Like, you're on top of me, you're on mount. It's like, well, got to figure this out.
Yeah.
But it's not, oh my God, what is he going to do next? I'm going to get choked. Yeah, whatever. I'm going to, shit going to happen. Been choked many times. Many times.
I love choking people.
It is
Jen
fun.
Really does love choking
yes,
people.
Yes, you do.
It's my favorite.
So what's your favorite submission to go for?
Chokes. I love choking people.
Which one?
All of them.
All the jokes.
All of them.
The ones I don't even know.
They're all mine.
I know what you go for the most often is the cross collar.
Cross collar. Doom. Every time.
You got a favorite, Mel?
What would I go for? Probably the armbar triangle. I mean, that's especially being where I'm at right now. I'm still trying to, I've always focused on just getting past or through the guard.
I was going to say, yeah.
So
her
now
big thing's guard
me
passing.
switching spots is really what I'm working on now because I spent so much time on it. So.
Yeah, you got to work on your bottom game a little bit now.
Yeah, you've gotten pretty damn good at those pressure passes.
Isn't that weird how you're so out of your comfort zone going for something else? Because you actually both switch. Because Jen started out working on a lot of bottom stuff. You started out working on top stuff. Now it's actually cool because you can switch and help each other and your bad part of your game, if you will.
It's amazing.
It's going to be awesome.
Or you could be like me and just be fucking terrible and have Paulie show you everything. Works out great.
Oh, that's actually a good point because when... So I'm a shitty coach in this aspect because I want to teach you everything at once because I'm excited.
Yes.
He
does. He's like a little kid.
And people that want to learn everything at once because they're excited. So it's kind of a really crappy way to learn because we're both overly enthusiastic.
Yep.
But yeah, you gotta work on a thing, and it's hard to work on a thing until you're good at that thing.
Yeah.
Because you're like, well, that leads into this, and that and from that position you can do this, and it's just so much fun. So yeah, just try to concentrate on one thing at a time.
Look at your face; you're excited now. Just talking.
I know. He just gets excited about adopting a noob.
He gets a drink in him, and he's like, "Oh, hey, here's your foot." Or I get home from work, and he's like, "Hey, Jen, we're going to be in your front yard, but I'm going to show you something anyway in the grass."
Oh, yeah.
Our neighbors have to think we're fucking insane.
Yeah, they moved in there here like 3 days. I'm like, hey, get in my guard in your front yard in front of the neighbors that are walking their dogs and children. Like, what? I don't understand.
Or in the swimming pool. Here comes Paul behind me. I'm like, what are you doing? Jiu Jitsu.
Yeah. So I know that guy. He's been in the neighborhood. Why is there a strange woman mounted on him?
It's really weird. There's children
and her
here.
husband seems fine with it. I don't.
He's actually really excited. What's going on?
He's looking at the details.
It's really weird.
Is it normal to ask questions like that?
Yes, it is.
Eventually, we're going to get the whole neighborhood involved in jiu-jitsu, and this is just step one. Curiosity. Keep the curiosity.
That would be awesome. We could have big neighborhood like powwows and just all fight.
Jiu-jitsu parties.
Jiu-jitsu parties.
It's not going to happen.
A few neighbors.
Why do you got to be a downer?
Because that's what I do. I squash dreams. So I'm here to squash
It might be involuntary for a few of our neighbors. Like, this is just what's going to happen to you. It's
okay,
hard.
that's just assault. Now you're just assaulting neighbors. Way to go.
I promise, officer.
We'll get to know the cops first. They started it.
So
how important do you think it is for all women to learn all martial art in jiu-jitsu? That's what I mean by all martial arts.
Yeah, I was going to say, are there other ones? Haven't heard of them yet. Go, team, go. Somebody go. Mel, go.
I think 100%.
Okay.
They need to do it.
Look at the look on her face. She's into that answer.
She's serious, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, she already pretty much said that.
I also have another comment to our prior question, but...
go ahead.
Whoa, what's that? What was
you know how we were talking about just guard and guard passing and things like that?
Yeah.
And I think if I were to redo anything from this past year, I would have focused on 3 months on bottom, 3 months on top, 3 months on bottom, just so I would have actually progressed both sides instead of now I'm a year into it and now I'm kind of going backwards to catch up where I'm weak.
Yeah, to bring your game up to the same level as it is.
That's actually a really great point because I overcompensated because I was so focused on winning for so long. And then when I focused on bottom and defending, I did that for so long that once I switched focus, I'm like, how the fuck do these submissions work again? Like, I don't know where to put my hands in things.
Yeah.
So I'm like filling in the pieces of the puzzle that I'm missing currently. And that's
a really good point.
Kind of...
It is.
What I'm learning and what I'm seeing right now from my roles and things that I've done.
Nice. So. Yeah. That's what I did. I did defense for way too long. Yeah. And then Paul's like, you do nothing. You know that, right? Oh, fuck.
Well, it's funny because with Kip, it got to the point where it'd be really hard to pass his guard. He's doing really good. I'm like, hey, I can't just submit you at will. But then he'd get on top and I'd be like, I'm just literally doing nothing. And neither are you.
I'm like tickling his nose. I'm like, yeah, this is all I got. Fuck.
I go for that armbar. He's like,
what's an armbar?
Ooh, can you tell me about it?
That's a thing in jiu-jitsu.
Is there a video of that so I can watch?
That sounds like
bad.
Kenpo. So what do you think? How important do you think it is for women? Are you on the same page? Like women need to take this?
Absolutely, but in that same breath, that they have to want to. Because if you're going to go in there and you don't want to learn it, you're not going to retain it anyway. But I think it is, if every woman took a martial art, they would be better off.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm. Unless
I just wish more people wanted to. Oh, Tai Chi push hands.
Yeah, that's a good way to get yourself killed.
Oh, that's like a gateway drug. Tai Chi push hands is like
it's
one
patty cake.
It's the deadliest martial art in the history of martial arts.
No,
if we're honest.
I mean,
it's just come on, peanut gallery.
You mean accurate gallery?
Be on my side.
No,
dude, no one's on your fucking side.
We can talk about Tai Chi push hands right after we do some budgeting.
Oh god,
I'm on board.
Do not get him on that.
How do we use credit cards correctly there, Paul?
No. Why?
The jiu-jitsu community needs to know.
Stop.
Yes.
It's amazing. Paul talked for a whole episode, and we lost 800 listeners.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Shh.
Yeah, you're
done. I
Moving
want to talk
on.
about credit cards so bad.
Moving on.
Yeah, I know you do. So,
all right. So for a brand, sorry, go ahead. You have something?
Yeah. So I think this is where you were going, anyways. Paul and I do that a lot. For a brand new woman that wants to get into BJJ, what would you tell them? Pause. Was that what you were going to ask?
Yes, I was going to lead with, let's say they started, and it's their first week, and they come up to you and they're like, hey, I don't really know what's going on. I'm not sure where to start. I don't know, I don't know if this is for me. What advice would you give them for what it's going to be like, how to make the best use of their time?
What things you're going to have to fight through, the feelings you're going to go through that you need to get past.
Mel's got something.
I do, but I didn't want to jump over you.
Go for it.
Okay. So, number 1, atmosphere. She's got to go check it out. Number 2, I would just see who comes to you. Because I feel like at our gym, we normally gravitate to new people, all of us.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, if she feels comfortable with those new people coming to her. And then I would say the third would be to just go at it try it for one time. Just one different, like one session, because more than likely she's going to find that she'll actually enjoy it, and there's going to be someone like you, and I'm pointing at Jen,
by the way.
Yes, because I'm new at podcasting here.
People can't see your fingers.
She counted very nicely to 3 on her fingers, just letting everybody know.
So there's nice people and great people like Jen and I and Amanda and Morgan and all of that. There's so many other women that are out there that are actually doing jiu-jitsu, and you may not realize how many people are out there in your gym that's close to you. So
awesome.
Nice.
I think when I started too, the thing that helped me was people like Paul and Morgan saying, "Hey, I got you." Like you get put in those classes and you're intimidated, and it's just nice to know that the one person that's talking to you is not going to just run away from you and leave you standing there scared. And you're great at that, Paul. You gravitate towards the newbies, and you're like, let me show you how to do this. And
it's a Paul Love show again.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
No, but it's so
I'm
helpful.
good at one thing.
Are you
okay?
jealous?
2 things: Tai Chi push hands and gravitating towards noobs.
So you're good at one useful thing.
Well, that's what Morgan did with me too. When I started, she's like, just I'll stay with you until you're, comfortable. And that made a huge difference for me because I was intimidated. So having somebody that, I felt comfortable trying this new thing with, even if she wasn't right next to me the whole time, I knew she was looking out for me and making sure that the people I was paired up with were going to be a good match for me as a very brand new person in the gym. So I think just having that as something to come in, and our gym is amazing at that. We, like you said, you and me and everybody else that
I feel like when there's a girl even on the outside of the gym doors, we're both like, there's a girl out
like
there.
Like meerkats coming out of the hole.
Yes, come in here.
Yes.
Come in here. And
Like,
they probably run away because they're
like,
scared.
And more than likely at your gym, you're going to have women that look out for other girls too. So they're immediately going to gravitate to you. So I feel like if you're sitting on the fence, just do it, because more than likely you'll end up meeting your best friend that's sitting right next to me. You'll end up meeting someone that
She's talking about Paul.
You'll end up meeting some great people that become your family. So don't be scared. Just do it.
Do you think some women are afraid of competition between other women, or isn't that a thing at all? Like Kip and I might have this thing where it's hard for me and Kip because we didn't start together, so we didn't have that competition together. But I did start with another buddy of mine from my work when I first started, and we just had this. We didn't want to lose to each other, and it was a competition. Do you find that at all, or is it all just super friendly? There's no rivalry. There's no nothing.
I mean, I feel like for the most part, we try to build each other up. Mm-hmm. Like there's definitely, Mel's been going just a few months less than me, but there's stuff that she is just phenomenal at, way ahead of me. And that doesn't make me feel like, ugh. It makes me like, this is so exciting. Show me what you just did. I want to learn this with you. Let's practice it. Let's work it. And that's how I feel about everybody. All the other girls in the gym, I'm like, show me what you did. I want to learn that. Let's do this together. And I think we just kind of build each other up.
Everybody listen to that twice and learn from that. For the love of everything holy. If you could take nothing else from this podcast, what she just said was pure podcast gold. Drop mic.
Do I get another gold star?
Yes, you do.
Don't drop the mic. They're expensive.
Yeah, don't drop that mic.
I won't drop this mic.
That mic is very testy.
Nice. But yeah,
classy.
That's actually some of the best advice.
I think so. That was
ever.
great.
So did you find it very, very overwhelming at first, or continue to find it overwhelming? And how do you get over that? Or how would you tell, sorry, this is a 3-part question, or how would you tell a new woman or what would you tell them to not get overwhelmed? And go.
Yeah, you just have to keep coming. I think it's so much with the atmosphere there that you come into the gym and it's a very welcoming place. So you already feel like you fit in. And that's what I tell people to get in. Like, come in. It's such a family. Everybody is going to want to help you. Everybody wants you here. Everybody wants you to succeed. And that's a lot of all it takes. And I mean, that's all it took for me. And I don't ever feel at all like I need to overcome, any kind of fear, whatever. It's just those people are there for you, and it's such a supportive place to be.
And if you don't feel that right away, that's that atmosphere right there. If you don't feel that way right away, get the hell out of that gym.
Yep.
It's not going to get better.
Yep.
It's not. If they don't accept you in right away,
there's a reason.
There's a reason. And in jiu-jitsu, in the community, I know this for a fact, just from our dealings with our fans writing into us and asking us questions and talking about their gyms, is everybody that's totally in love with the sport is in a gym that they love the people that are in that gym. Mm-hmm. They may not even like the professor. We've had listeners write in about that there's like, I'm not even a fan of my professor. He doesn't seem to promote well. He seems to be all about himself. All these things. We've heard about all these things.
Yeah, those are really sad questions that we don't have good ansers to.
Yeah. Hence you not on the show.
Sorry.
Yeah. And
that sucks.
And we try to answer those. We be political with those, which Paul and I are terrible at, but we usually email back.
Condolences, basically.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry, your life sucks. But they love the atmosphere of the people, but sooner or later that's going to go bad too, because the coach really breeds that. Mm-hmm. And so if you're not getting that feeling that Jen just talked about and the atmosphere that you're feeling from Mel, don't stay there. Find another gym. And if you don't have that option, try to be Mel and Larry and make it that way. And it's going to be an uphill battle, but shit, if you love the sport, do it. Yeah. Make everybody around you better.
Yeah, key people can make a gym into what it is.
So yeah, absolutely.
And when you hear, fucking make everybody around you better, that doesn't just mean your skills and the techniques that you're working on. It means be a better fucking person. Teach people how to be a better fucking person. I failed miserably at that because I'm not a better person. Yeah. But Mel and Jen and Paul, they are the type of people that, and Larry, that
nobody else,
that make up a great gym. Yeah, the rest of you fuckers are assholes. I'm talking to you, Justin, you dick.
Yeah.
He doesn't listen to the show. I can say whatever I want. And
this is going to be the one show he's like, I think I'll just try this one time.
Let's throw this one in here.
It's going to be like, really?
I'm literally going to tear your foot off.
Yeah.
Awesome. But yeah, that's all I got to say about that is just, man, woman doesn't really matter in our sport. That's kind of what's beauty about it. I think we've come across that women have a tendency to back each other more than a guy will. The competition seems to be more of an issue that guys seem to run into, at least when you're first starting. So it's different and wonderful, and it's great that we can all be together.
Yeah, I think all men can take a lot of advice from women, and it would significantly help their own game.
Yeah, in
really
jiu-jitsu especially. It's amazing because for you guys to be able to go, I'm happy for every single woman that's in our gym. Can all the guys out there be able to say that about your gym? That you can go, I'm happy for every single person in here. Be honest. No. Guys have too much of an ego for the most part. Guys are stupid.
Yeah, he's not.
I am not smart.
I am the dumbest of them.
My ego. Yes, he is.
Calm down, guys. There's no need to fight about who's more stupid.
I'm stupider. See, I used a non-existent word.
I was having a conversation with Jordan about this very thing. Like, I'm always the one that first says, leave your ego at the door. Like, the less hard you try, the more good you're going to get.
Yes.
But I'm just not that person. So I have to force myself to be that person because of the person that I am. I'm a typical dude, just like typical dudes are. I like winning. Yeah. I like dominating. So I got to go into every role and remind myself, sometimes more than once, like, dude, slow down. But sometimes I just get that. It's kind of like the thrill of the kill. I'm really having a good time wrecking somebody or trying really hard to get out of something rather than just kind of going with it and seeing where it goes and trying to do the proper frames and postures. And,
use a proper technique.
Yeah, but it's a practice that men have to do that women seem to be way better at. So
yeah, it's just something that's almost innate for women, and in a good way. It's like,
we're naturals at it.
Naturals.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, no. Actually, no. I'm gonna disagree.
No.
How dare you?
Don't disagree.
Okay, I agree.
Okay.
That was easy.
I listen well.
I have one more thing, too, though.
Ooh.
To add on to the last question.
Go ahead.
Is if you're thinking, I can't do this, you should run like hell to it.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one.
That should be a bumper sticker.
Run like hell to it. Because I'm telling you, this has changed me. Even someone saying that, a coach said that. And that has literally changed the motto of my life. Is if I think I can't do it, because I even did. I thought the day that I started jiu-jitsu until Morgan came out, and I was like, you know what? I can do this. So that's what I would say
look
to
where you are now.
I would say that to any woman that's looking into getting into jiu-jitsu.
Morgan has inspired more people, not just women, but people, than any other person I know in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. Oh, gosh, she's an amazing person.
Oh, my God, dude. She inspires so many people.
She
loves the emoji unicorn, but she is totally a unicorn.
Oh,
she fucking is.
Yeah, she is for sure.
She got that purple in her hair. I'm like, oh, my God, you're more
she
unicorn
totally
now.
looks like a unicorn now.
She does.
But there's once again, a fucking gym's got to have a Morgan.
Yeah.
And they're out there. There's a lot of great women out there that can be leaders. And it's amazing how many of you are leaders in your gym.
Yeah.
Women just naturally become that way in jiu-jitsu. It's fucking great. So I'm more naturally a fuck up.
Yep.
And I really breed fuck upness.
Mm-hmm. All true.
Stop.
So I got one more kind of like, it's my last question.
I have one other question too.
All right, cool.
Go.
So
no, you go.
My last question is, what advice would you have for men who are rolling with women that are newer in jiu-jitsu?
Listen. Because some women are going to have some background and some are going to be terrified. So most of the time I think a woman is going to say something along the lines of go lighter or, this is what I'm working on. Respect that. Just listen to what it is that they're going. Don't scare them off. If they're brand new, we want them to stay. So just give it a minute.
I would say just enjoy the role. Don't make it out to be, I'm going to try to tap her. I'm going to try to do this. Just enjoy it.
Yeah.
You're rolling with a female. You're rolling with a beautiful girl. Come on now.
Aw.
Yeah. Enjoy
really
it.
Really weird that you talk about yourself like that.
She pointed
I pointed at your wife.
So I was looking at something
along with
else.
everything else that you said tonight about her. So
you actually you got a good point. So I have a follow-up question. Some people think it's weird to roll with women. They're like, well, I don't know what to grab and what to touch, and what if I, touch something I should.
Keep grabbing.
Literally, women could care less.
There you go.
We don't notice. So it's not like I'm going to be like, did you just touch my boob? We don't even notice. I'm more like, okay, where's that foot at? What am I going to do with that arm? I don't even notice.
Unless you're Morgan. And then Morgan will be like, you touched my boob. And you're like,
yeah, but she uses that as
awkward.
as a way to win.
Yeah. And then she fucks you up. It's like, that's not fair.
She's so in tune with her body, though. And I feel like that's something that you start learning as you progress in jiu-jitsu, too,
Very cool.
learning your body and, the pressure and all of that. Yeah. So
very cool.
And something that I'm still learning.
Yeah. So, I would say don't make it weird by bringing it up. Just roll.
Just keep going.
Enjoy it.
Yep.
You make it more weird when you're like, oh, here, I'm going to grab over here. That points it out.
I'm going to look like
do what you need to do.
The best is, I've seen, I forget who it was, but they did the hands up. Because they touched a woman's chest and they just put their hands up like someone's like the cops pulled them over. Oh, shit.
It's just such fire.
Like, yeah, bro, you just tried touching her boobs.
What was your last question, bro?
It's a simple one, and it comes from my portion of the show. Are you proud to be just a white belt?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Why?
Because it's a whole entire growth. It's the beginning.
Yes.
I don't want to have another color until I'm ready for it.
Nice. So
until
you have, right?
Everyone says Mel is ready. I don't want it until then. I will keep fighting to prove that I can get it.
See, just a white belt's a thing.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Fucking made a thing.
It's a good thing.
Guess what? I own a belt and I'm proud of it. So.
Yeah.
And your belt has stripies.
Yeah. Not as many as yours, but I'm coming.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, you are. I'm waiting for you.
All right. Any last message for everyone?
No.
Yeah, you got the floor. So if there's anything you want to tell anybody in the world, and that's all over the world now.
I think my mic drop was when your mind tells you no, just go for it.
I loved it.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Loved it.
Go chasing it.
Yeah, that's such a fantastic piece of advice.
Yeah.
I'm going to take that one too.
Well, this is a fucking fall on your face moment. Jesus. Paul, you want to pick that one too?
Yeah, that's mine.
I don't want to be part of the crew.
Thank you for having us on.
I know. This has been fun.
You guys have fun?
This was awesome.
Even
I was a little nervous
at
first, but I'm good now.
Oh.
We're very inviting.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, that's what we do. We creep people out and then bring them into our home. It's very awkward.
Yes, it's fun. But no, thanks for coming. It was very informative. I learned a bunch of stuff, so I appreciate it. It was
Thank
great.
you.
Yeah, I loved it. And
thanks, guys.
Pretty shortly in the coming episodes, we're going to have Morgan. She don't know yet. But Morgan and possibly another seasoned vet in jiu-jitsu coming on the show and give their ideas and feelings about how they got through the same type of situations just a little farther in.
Excellent.
So
I
unless you don't want to hear about that, then just let us know. The dads at GrapplingDads.com. We'll ignore that and do it anyways.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to learn a lot from this episode. It was
I hope
insightful.
So. You guys were great.
Yeah, thank you
good.
again.
Thanks,
guys.
All right.
Bye. Say bye.
Bye.
Bye.